The housing market has seen some good data this week. Both new home starts and existing home sales posted numbers not seen since 2007. Also doing well, home improvement activity. For more on that, let's bring in Brad Hunter. He is chief economist for HomeAdvisor.com. And Brad, I know that you recently compiled a home improvement survey to get a sense of where people are spending and how optimistic they are. I want to bring us inside the Bloomberg here because I'm looking at Home Depot's shares, and they've been on a steady climb up this year at $150, currently trading at a record high. If you go to 5-year chart, that's a pretty chart.
Straight line.
It's a straight line. So does this mean the latest survey indicate that there's more good news ahead for the likes of Home Depot and Lowe's?
Absolutely. Home Depot has been killing it. They've been growing their revenue at twice the speed of other retail. One thing that we're seeing with Home Depot, too, is they're selling a lot of appliances, and they're getting also very strong numbers in what they call the large ticket sales, so $900 and above kinds of purchases. They're seeing something like 12% growth annually in that category. And that dovetails with our research. We're seeing that consumers are opening their pocketbooks wider when it comes to investing in their homes. Mm-hmm. They're spending on bigger projects, whole room, whole kitchen, whole bathroom. And in fact, we did a survey of 1,700 businesses in the home improvement space, and the majority of them said that their average job is bigger in terms of dollars than it was a year ago. And only 7% said that their average job got smaller. So people are spending on bigger things. And one other thing, we did a survey of homeowners, and we found that the average homeowner is spending 57% more over the last 12 months than they did the prior 12 months.
So what accounts for the difference? Is it just the cyclical state of the economy, or what are the key variables that determine how much a homeowner is inclined to spend on renovations and how much?
We have a unique perspective on that at HomeAdvisor because we're able to be the crossroads between the homeowners and the pros that are doing the work, and we're able to look at millions of data points, and what we see really drives us to the conclusion that it's all about homeowner equity. That's the number one thing that's driving the bus.
Their homes are worth more.
Homeowner equity has doubled in the last 5 years. At the same time that the home prices have gone up, more people are in a positive equity position. So what that does is it does three things to boost home improvement spending. Number one, people feel richer. They feel wealthier, they feel more confident to go ahead and make the expenditures, to redo that kitchen, upgrade the countertop, whatever it might be. And secondly, they have the means to do the projects because they can get loans more easily if they need to, HELOCs and home improvement loans. Thirdly, mobility. People who were formerly locked into their homes, quote unquote, because they were underwater in their mortgage, if they sold their house, they couldn't pay off their mortgage, they can now move. And when people move, that triggers two more home improvements. The one when the people are getting ready to sell the house, and then the other one when the person moves in and wants to personalize it and put in the flooring and the subway tiles and the backsplash and whatever else they want to have.
Right, it has that multiplicative effect. I'm going to ask the obvious question here. Compare and contrast the optimism that we see now versus what we saw, say, in the last housing boom, 2005 to 2007.
Well, in 2005 to 2007, home improvement was going through the roof just like housing was. And, that's an unrealistic period. But we're seeing numbers that are headed higher and higher now. And we think that with the generational things that are changing, millennials now getting into home ownership, the boomers still spending a lot on upgrading their homes, we see continued growth. And, by the way, we just had the Easter holiday. Now we're in the spring. At HomeAdvisor, in our numbers of service requests going through our system, right after Easter, we always see a big spike in the number of service requests. And it goes right through the spring, and it's going on again this year. And we think it's going to be a very strong spring for home improvement.
So we had this chart looking at, it just was up about different generation spend. And sometimes I watch those home shows on TV, like HGTV shows, and they walk into the home, and there's some guy who's like, oh, look at this crown molding. Oh, there you see it.
Yep.
So, but we also see, and I don't even know what crown molding is, and I don't really care, but the millennials are spending a lot these days, and I'm wondering if what their tastes are relative to the older generations. Like, what do they want to see in a home versus baby boomers or Gen X? Like, what are their priorities?
No one cares about Gen X.
What I like to say is they have modern tastes, but they can't afford a new home. They're priced completely out of the new home market unless they have very generous parents and in-laws. But they are able to buy older homes, fixer-uppers. On average, the millennial generation home buyer buys a home that was built in 1984. So a 33-year-old home, as old as they are, needs some work generally. But they don't put all the money in month one when they buy the house. They can't. They don't have the money for that. So over a period of a few years, they put the money in. In year one, they put in the money for the things that they have to do, roofing, repairs, termites, whatever. And then over time, they put in the tile that they like and the hot tub and, home entertainment systems and built into the walls and all that.
All right, Brad Hunter, HomeAdvisor Chief Economist. Thank you very much. Love talking housing.
Thank you.